Welcome to the Narrative Mindset. I'm your host, G. Today, we're going to talk about escaping the villain in your head. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Today, we're tackling a topic that feels like it's been sitting on my chest for a few weeks now. If you ever felt like you're your own worst enemy, if you ever felt you had a brilliant idea only to have a voice inside your head immediately tell you why it's going to fail, then today's episode is specifically for you. We're talking about the villain in your head, that internal critic, that self saboteur, the narrator that keeps us stuck in a loop of not good enough. So let's dive in. The narrator you didn't hire. Have you ever noticed that the voice in your head isn't actually you? Most of the time, we identify so closely with our thoughts that we assume they're objective facts. When that voice says, you're going to embarrass yourself if you pitch this project, we treat it like a forecast from the Weather Channel. But here's the truth. That's not a weather report. That's a villain. And the worst part, you didn't hire this narrator. They were likely cast in your life years ago, formed by past failures, social pressures, or lessons you learned when you were too young to know how to filter them. Why do we self-sabotage? I've been doing a lot of reading on self-sabotage lately, and it's actually a strange kind of protective mechanism. It's the brain's way of keeping you safe. Think about it. If you don't try, you can't fail. If you don't put yourself out there, you can't be rejected. Your internal villain is basically a hyper anxious bodyguard. They're standing at the door of your comfort zone holding a sign that says, nothing to see here. Let's just stay in bed. It's exhausting, isn't it? We keep ourselves small to stay safe. But in the process, we end up feeling trapped, catching the villain in the act. So, how do we escape? It starts with labeling. Next time that voice pipes up, I want you to try this. Instead of saying, I'm going to fail, try saying, I'm having the thought that I'm going to fail. It sounds like a tiny shift, but it's massive. It creates a gap between you and the thought. You aren't the villain. You're the person observing the villain. Once you create that distance, you start to question them. Hey, villain, what evidence do you actually have for this claim? Are you trying to keep me safe, or are you just trying to keep me quiet? The narrative rewrite. The goal isn't to kill the voice. Let's be honest. That voice is probably always going to be a background noise. But it's about taking the microphone away from them. When you feel that friction, that I can't do this impulse, I want you to consciously choose a new narrative, not a fake, toxic positivity narrative, but a realistic one. Instead of I'll fail, try I have zero idea how this will turn out, but I have the skills to handle whatever happens. This is an empowered stance. This is you taking back the lead role in your own life. Escaping the villain in your head isn't a one-time event. It's a daily practice of noticing when you're being held back, calling out the internal critic, and choosing to walk through the door anyway. If today feels like a day where that voice is being particularly loud, take a breath, remind yourself that the person narrating your life doesn't always have to be the authority to decide where your story goes. You do. Thanks for listening, and until next time, keep questioning the villain.